Am I going to sink? Wipe out, wipe out, wipe out, wipe out, wipe out. Kerfuffle. Hello, I'm over here. Interactions with men. Situationships. Something that we won't talk about now. The challenges of vlogging. Good morning. We are starting another vlogging day. I've already woken up and I went to get some groceries. I'm drinking coffee. Okay, let me sit here. It's better lighting. The challenges of vlogging. I really want to set up and have all beautiful, perfect shots and storytelling and background always neat and tidy. However, I slept in this morning. I feel a little bit scattered. I've already gone and gotten ingredients. As soon as I turn the camera on, this is real life and this was my challenge that I wanted to create. My goodness, I'm losing my voice. I wanted to create content and be really raw and in the pure moment. That is how we're starting this morning's vlog. I also wanted to get back into the routine of eating my favorite breakfast, because my favorite thing to eat in the morning before surfing or really any time, I love to eat oats. Oats for me, if I have a really good big bowl and it's so easy to make, I always add chia seeds, nut butters. I've added even vegan Nutella. This I'm going to include. I haven't had any vegan chocolates or sweets in the last few days. This is my favorite thing to eat before surfing. And I also bought some rice cakes. I'm gonna put some vegan Nutella or almond butter on that. I'm super stoked. I'm listening to always the replays of the Millionaire course that I am signed up with. Leila Hormozi, you've probably heard of her. She runs a 500 million company, very successful woman, and I'm just listening. She shares how she became successful. This is a video how I brainwashed myself to be rich. One of the things that she just mentioned, that if you wish to create more financial success, be around people that have created more money than you currently have, or the money that you desire to create. Gosh, this is just reminding me of like all the content and all the messages that I would be sharing last year with my previous business model. But it's true, and it's the same thing that I say with surfing as well, that if you desire to create success in an area of your life, you need to put yourself in communities or in a room or surround yourself in areas with people who have already created the success that you desire. For me, when I first started surfing, I knew that there were always the best surfers at Uluwatu. So where did I want to surf? Uluwatu. Of course, half my session was just getting out of the cave and getting to the lineup. And when I used to try to take off at the peak, I would wipe out, wipe out, wipe out, wipe out, wipe out, wipe out. Like I never made it up on my feet. But I knew that that's where all the good surfers were. And eventually I started to be able to catch the waves. So it's the same thing when it comes to business, when it comes to my professional life and my financial life. It's really important that we are plugged into and in community, and also having mentors of people that are able to be there as examples and to also learn off. And also what she mentions, Leila Hormozi, is that through different times in your life, you will have different mentors. And that's definitely been true for me previously in business.
That was not an issue with the business. It was just we lose nothing.
Finally, I'm sitting down. And I feel a little bit more put together. I just had the best breakfast. This is what I need to start eating again. This is what I have become aware of, what I need to do for myself so that I can feel alive and grounded and happy and fulfilled, is to always eat my oats in the morning. No, there are certain things that I've talked about that you need to recognize, I believe, in your life. Certain things that you need to do for yourself. And of course, this is going to be different for everybody. But what do you need to do for yourself so that you can show up and be your best self? And then also something that I haven't spoken about, that I wrote my intentions the other day and I need to do some vision creating, is to get really clear again with what my big vision is, what my future vision is, what my ideal best life, future version of my life would be. I actually created a Pinterest mood board at the beginning of the year with just images and quotes of how I see myself living my best life, and with certain empowering quotes. I think what I was in a bit of a kerfuffle about this morning is that I woke up late and I woke up with a headache, and there was kind of like a situation going on with one of my girlfriends, and we were trying to figure that out. And then I was like, okay, well, I still need to do a meditation and all the things I need to do in the morning. And I started just kind of like getting a little bit like anxious, like, oh, I slept in late and I'm not going to be able to do everything that I need to do. Okay, I did a meditation this morning, and then I went and got my coffee, and thank God for coffee, right? I got my coffee and I got ingredients for my delicious breakfast. I'm now sitting down at my screens. I'm definitely, wow, it's already the afternoon. This is just crazy how time is flying. I was listening to now the YouTube video about the principles which Layla Hormozi has aligned herself with in order to, become successful and very, very wealthy. I can feel again, just in the last few days that I've been plugged back into my workflow, that I'm starting to get that energy again when it comes to business and doing things for business and creating things online. I had in the past like certain professional and financial goals. I think that I need to be really clear again and write down my intentions again for my professional life and for creating wealth again and for creativity. That's everything to do with creating content and building a business online or building several businesses online. So it's just exciting again, plugging myself back into that. I feel like this is something that I'm going to share, that I feel like I got back from my time in Hawaii. I came back and I was like injured, and I've spoken about this in other videos before about I was feeling very challenged because I had dengue fever and I had an injury, and then waves were small, and then I was like in a very focused like spiritual and personal development time. And then in the last couple of months it's been just like all social. I've been dating, I've been social, I've been out. There were some weeks with some big swells. Now I've been able to recognize and become aware, like, okay, I need to like again take a break, slow down, plug back into, am I living in alignment with my values? Am I moving forwards every day with the things that I'd like to create success in? And whether that's for obviously my professional life, my creative life, my financial life. It's just a really interesting time. And I think that all situations, whether it's for work, whether it's your health, for a friendship, whether it's in love, for me surfing, or maybe for you it's your passion, and then people, travel, all the different areas of your life, all these different scenarios and circumstances and situations are going to be placed in front of you. It's the universe or God or whatever you believe in. They're there, these experiences and people and situations are all there for you to either choose, am I going to sink, or am I going to learn and thrive and move forwards in becoming my better self, in being my better self, in embodying my empowered, confident, conscious state of being. They were my thoughts there, because I can see that through different situations I've had and interactions with men in the last few months, or even in the last 7 months, because I was in a relationship at the very beginning of the year. Actually, I've now been in 2 relationships this year. And then there was some other situationships with other men. And then there've been some situations, I guess, with like friends and some work things and my own health. So if we really take an honest look at like, okay, like all these things are actually happening, and for us to ideally come back to, okay, who am I? What are my values? Am I in my worth? Am I living in alignment with these values? And am I moving forward every day to evolving and thriving and embodying my best vision version self, my best empowered, confident, worthy, deserving, conscious state of being and lifestyle, right? And having an extraordinary lifestyle. And I think it's really important to really take that time to ask yourself, because if you're not, you can change that. Okay, no comments about my messy desk. I am just getting into action. And that's also something. Hello. Would you like to say hello to G-Land? G-Land, come. Want to come say hi? Come. Oh. Say hello. Hello, my name is G-Land. G-Land, say hello. Oh, you want to say hi? Hey, hey, hey. Why are you so pretty? You're so pretty. Oh, yeah. Are you pretty? I know, you don't like being held like that, huh? Yeah. Hey, 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 hey! I'm going to G-Land on Friday. You're going to miss me? Are you going to miss me? I'm going to miss you. Do you know I love you? Yes, I do. Yes, I love you. Oh, G-Land, I love you. Mommy loves you. I think one of the most important things that I need to... Oh, my camera is going over there. Hello, I'm over here. I think that's something that I definitely need to remember here is just be in the action. I think that when we get so caught up in our head and then we start to procrastinate and we start to make excuses and then we think, oh, it should be like this and should be like that. It is so important just to get into action. And usually when you start to get into action of doing whatever you need to do, like for me, it's like editing or things to do with working online, or even if it's like you're procrastinating, like, oh, I don't feel like surfing. It's like, just go. Same with like when I used to practice on the mat. The hardest part about practicing yoga is just to get to your mat. Once you're on your mat and you start to move and you start to breathe and you start to flow, then you're like, oh, wow, this is great. It's the same thing like for me with like editing, or because I procrastinate. When we get ourselves into action, aligned and inspired action, and we just start to do what we need to do and don't think too much about it in our head, then it creates that momentum and that flow. That's what we want to be in, is in that flow. Here's my other thought process. Last year, I actually had hired an agency, had 2 virtual assistants working with me. One was for lead generation and the other one was for content creation. Now that can be, I've already spoken about this before. For me with virtual assistants, unfortunately, I have not had good experiences over the years with hiring virtual assistants. I did have for quite a few months a girl that I hired through a different agency, but like a different agency, and she was actually helping me edit some of the vlogs and some of my talking head videos. That also comes at a cost. I was paying quite a substantial amount of money. First agency, I had a contract with them for 6 months. Then I only completed 4 months because I stepped away from my business, and then clearly I didn't need virtual assistants because I wasn't working. Then I still had a girl that was editing with me, but I also canceled that by the end of the year because I knew I was going to travel, and because I wasn't working my other business model, I thought, okay, I can commit all my time with YouTube now, which is where I'm at now. Still, what I have learned from all successful YouTubers, which I follow, and a course that also I did enroll in at the end of last year, the Lost Incubator course, is people said hire an editor because you can delegate and get people to help you with the editing, and then that frees up other time to focus more on the income producing part of your business and the marketing of your business. There are all kinds of different ways that you can get people to help you, either with, helping you to come up with content, scripting, research, all of that. But the thing is I actually do love editing, but as we all know, if you also are watching this and you edit, whether it's a small reel, short reel that you have on Instagram or TikTok, that takes a lot of time. And then when you're editing short form and then long form videos on YouTube, it takes up a lot of time. And I'm quite picky. I do like my first rough cut, and then I do a lot of chopping and like zooming in, zooming out, kind of like funny, it's really simple, but I have a certain style that I like. And I had to always tell my editor last year, like, oh, can you do more? Because it wasn't as much as I would like to. Here's the quote. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Because at the end of the day, usually when we see people and they've created and they've become and they're at the pinnacle of their success, whether that's an athlete, whether that's an entrepreneur, whether that's someone in an area that you are passionate about, usually it's never them just succeeding alone. And there's a lot of behind the scenes, and there's a lot of people who have mentors and support to get to where they then become successful at and what they're renowned for. Many obviously like successful entrepreneurs and CEOs, they all have huge teams working underneath them. That's a whole nother thing, is like team management, company management. That's something that we won't talk about now. So good. I've just finished a whole bunch of, not quite a full hour of editing. I got quite a lot done, so I am super, super happy with that. Like I said, I actually love editing, and post-production is something definitely that I I really want to learn more with, you know, different like transitions, like when you go from one scene to another. Also, this is like getting my ass into gear to really tidy up my place and have my place looking a little bit more tidy. There you can see, this is a wave that I got at Bommy last year. It was probably, this was a day that the forecast read 15 to 18 foot, but it wasn't 15 to 18. It was more 10 to 15 foot. This was last year my biggest wave at Bommy. I don't know, how big is that wave? 12 foot, 13 foot, something like this. Very big, proud moment. That was a big wave for me that day. I've told the story about this wave before, but I got that photograph like blown up and they've got it on canvas. It actually, when you go close to it, it actually kind of like feels almost like a painting because it's not photograph material. And I just love that. I've seen in other villas that they have, usually always, you know, on the walls and above the bed, that they have this beautiful artwork. I'm really proud of those waves. Okay, let's see if this will follow me. Then the other wave that I have, this is a wave from Hawaii. This was in January. This was at sunset. This is going right. The forecast that day said, I think 10 to 15 foot. 10 to 15 foot at 18 seconds. And I remember this day that I didn't get a wave. I actually got taken out by a few sets. And I also, before I even approached the lineup, I went and sat wide and I sat on the channel watching everybody. And for about 30 minutes, I watched 3 different times the entire lineup get washed away. It took me a bit of time to actually be comfortable and go in and sit at the spot. And then once I did, I didn't get a wave that day. When the photographer Noah sent me this photo afterwards, I was like, oh, well, that was a very challenging day because of the wind. And I even watched like bigger guys, more experienced guys taking off and flying off like a toothpick. I tried, but I didn't get a wave that day. And when Noah sent me this photograph, I was like, oh, okay, that was a very difficult, challenging day, like for everybody. But that photograph, oh my God, look at how amazing that wave is. Yeah, sunset is like for sure the most difficult wave I've ever surfed. I just cannot figure out where that's breaking, how to take off. My timing, I'm either too fast, too slow. Like I had my biggest wipeout there on February 25th where I re-injured and stressed the AC joint. I'm super happy with that. I also got, one of my guns is in storage. I got the company, the Rack Collective, and they put this on the wall to stand up my guns. Got one on the other side, I can show you. Oh, and just here, I got them to put the mounts on the wall here, and this is my 8.6 Dillon board. This is my custom 8.6. I've only gotten one wave on that, and that was amazing. Like such a good board. It actually is like very heavy. I think when it's 10 to 15 and bigger, that board is gonna get me into those sets. Here, as you can see, this is a 7.6. I brought this from Hawaii, a used board. I think it's really nice the way that they've got it mounted on the wall. As you can see, I've still got quite a bit to do here. These, oh my God, what is going on in here? Baskets for storage. In there, in that cylinder is the artwork that Lana created for me. I bought some plants from a certain company and then all the leaves fell off. This is always Bikini's favorite place. Hi, Bikini. To sleep. I have my favorite peacock chair. Love this chair. I'm going to get ready. That was just a little mini house tour. I need to clean up my place more so it's like just more organized and looks better for filming, of course, and just in general like better organized. I've been a bit messy because like I said, I've been so like busy being social. Oh, look at how cute these cats are. Raster. Hello. They're so cute. The other ones are outside somewhere. Okay, it's like very sunny. I am going to get ready now. Go for a surf. Maybe I'll go to White Monkey and check out the boards there. Coming. Million things happening. I'm going to sit on the side. Here I am at White Monkey. I'm just coming here to have a look at some step-ups, mini guns. I'm gonna actually later come here to meet, his name is Tuti. He's a Brazilian shaper for Lost. for boards. This 5.5 that I have, it's a Lost 5.5 pocket rocket, and I got that used in Hawaii. I bought it from the Wailua surf shop. It's an awesome board. I put it back together and it actually works really well, but I can feel like the weight distribution is more heavy at the back. I kind of want to have a talk to Tuti and see like what I can come up with. And say hi!
Hey, yo! Welcome back to White Monkey Soup Shop. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe.
Here's a Christensen. It's a 6.8. Oh, Christensen to me is like the Porsche of surfboard. Very luxury. That's 19 by 2 and 5.8, 6.8. They actually don't have a lot. Then they have all their new boards. Look at all the new boards.
Stock dimension, 6 lead. The white is 22. 6.6.
I'm now here at Ulu. I, over the years, have gotten so many good boards from White Monkey. I saw a really good 610. It's a Lost pocket rocket, and I actually have that board. It's new, but it's been there for so long. Eddie, the guy who works there, he said he would give me like a really good deal. So it's a 610, sick board, such a good board. Otherwise, I'm gonna go back at 5 p.m. and speak to Tuti because, like I said, this 5.5 that I snapped, I've seen like right now for Lost, like the best board they have out right now is the Driver 3.0. I'm just always hesitant in buying new boards because if it doesn't feel good, then then you just paid for a new board. I got that new custom 8.6 which I'm really happy with. I just have to wait for a decent swell. Oh, I see somebody up there like Outer Peak. They just got a sick wave. Okay, that's really good. Who's up there? Okay, that's where I might go. Swell's not very big, it's fine. I'm just gonna go for a paddle. But I'm gonna go back at 5 and speak to Didi about boards. Like for me, that's kind of like my first step up daily board. Like I wanna talk to him and see what I can design with these dimensions because I am ROM size. That's what's just different when I get boards, and I need to be able to get boards that are made quality, can go fast, can maneuver, do all the things, but also ROM size. I have a 5.8 that is like my next step up, but I only like to use that board when there's a little bit of size. Otherwise that board, a 5.8 is too big for me. 5.8 normal size for G-Land is really good because that's bigger. 5.8 like out here on certain days, like it's 25 liters to me, it's too heavy, it's too big. Like a 5.5 again or a 5.4, or maybe even if I get like another like a 5.2. I don't like 5.3 as a size. Somehow that's like a bad size for me. If you're watching this as well and you're into boards and dimensions and shapes and everything, I know that you'll appreciate this because choosing boards for our own level and for our own desires, it's always very personal and very individual and nuanced because we're all different weights and heights and sizes and different paddle strengths and different levels and different skill sets. That's the talk for today. Okay, the lighting is not great. Hello, bikini. I just got home, actually. I was in such a rush. I ended up surfing and actually had a really fun session today. And when I got back, I was running so late already. I got ready for a friend's birthday dinner. I didn't even show up with a birthday present. I said to her, my friend Lisa, that I will get her a present. Actually, I have a gift to get all my friends. There's going to be 4 of us going to G-Land. I had dinner at this Italian restaurant. It was super fun, just dinner. Had some great food. Had 1 glass of wine tonight. That was so nice to have a glass of wine. Now I'm home. Look, I didn't want to bring out my camera. I just wanted to be there in the vibe of everything. That is going to be the end of this video. The challenge for me is to create the content every single day. If you have liked the video, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next video.